up, turn on my laptop, get everything ready, and then relax until a little bit before 8 when I would start, and then basically work the whole day, and then get off at 6:30 and stay home, make myself some dinner, and that's basically it. And then go to sleep, do it the next day. And then for the days I have off, I basically just stay inside on my off days. Sometimes I go for runs because like parks are closed and all that in Wisconsin. They don't let anyone use basketball courts. They actually removed the hoops from the basketball court that I usually go to. So you literally cannot play basketball. Even if I wanted to play all alone, you can't do it because the city removed the hoops or whatever. So basically I go for a run like around this area, around the park where I live, on my off days when it's nice weather, obviously. So I do that on my off days sometimes, maybe once or twice a week. And other than that, when I'm done with that, I stay in my apartment the whole time. So I watch movies, I read, I watch TV shows, I watch YouTube videos, I listen to politics. Sometimes I have 30-pound dumbbells, so sometimes I lift those, so luckily I can at least do a little bit of lifting. That's basically all I do during this COVID pandemic, since I can't go to the gym or Starbucks or anything. It's basically it, what I do on my off days. I stay at home most off days. Sometimes I go like 2-3 days without even turning on my car. Like I'm literally just at home the whole time. And then I go to Walmart once a week. Usually on just one of my off days I go to Walmart. But beyond that, I basically am staying inside because there's just not much else to do. The things I previously did before COVID are closed. The gym closed at my office because my office is still closed, so that gym is completely closed, so I can't go there. And Starbucks is obviously a non-essential business. They have drive-through, but the only reason I would go to Starbucks is to study because I like the Starbucks atmosphere, and I love studying there. So obviously you can't study there if it's only drive-through. So those are like the main two things I did on my off days, and they're both closed. So basically I'm just staying at home now and reading and stuff, which isn't terrible. I'm an introvert. I don't need to go out and see people all the time. I'm not like that. I can be fine alone most of the days. So I'm not like depressed or anything like that, luckily. I know some people are having a tough time dealing with this. I know that for a fact. But I'm getting through it fine. Obviously I would like things to go back to normal, but it's not the end of the world for me. I'm doing fine, luckily. So I was doing some freestyle soccer sometimes too. Sometimes I run and sometimes I go to do some freestyle soccer. Right across from my apartment complex, actually, there's this artificial baseball field, with artificial grass. So there are like 4 baseball fields, and then there's like concrete in between them. So basically, I would bring my soccer ball there and do some freestyle soccer on this concrete area, in the middle of a couple back-to-back baseball diamonds. That's what it is. I was calling them baseball fields, but I guess you could call them that too. But yeah, so I would just be able to walk there, so I didn't even have to get in my car. It was like basically right across the street from my apartment. So I would go there, do some freestyle soccer, kick the soccer ball like against the fences of the baseball diamonds, and that was pretty fun. I've been doing that a lot during this pandemic, because I've had a lot of extra time, so I was doing that. But other than that, I basically stay inside. I read, I watch movies, I watch TV. I finished the TV show called Designated Survivor with I can't even remember his name. The guy from 24. What's his name? I can't remember his name. His name is Tom Kirkman in the show, and in the show 24. His name is Jack Bauer. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna rewatch this later and feel so stupid not remembering this. His name is Tom Kirkman. No, I don't know his name. I just told my manager, because my manager said he was watching this show too. And I'm like, oh yeah, I love blank, because he's a good actor. He did well in 24. Man, I can't believe I'm forgetting that. I don't deserve to know. If I can't remember that and I just told my manager about him, I don't deserve to know. But basically, it's a show about politics, and Tom Kirkman is the president because the Capitol building blew up and killed everyone else. It killed the president, the vice president. They were having a State of the Union address, and it killed like everyone in politics except Tom Kirkman was like the Secretary of Education or Secretary of Urban Development or something. So he was in the line of succession. He was the next to be president after everyone else who died. So if the president dies, the vice president becomes president. If the president and the vice president die, it's the Speaker of the House or something. And there's a whole line of succession. So basically, Tom Kirkman became president because of everyone dying in the Capitol at that one time. So the show is basically about him not knowing what to do, trying his best. A lot of different things come up. It was actually pretty interesting for the first season. Second season got worse, but it was still decent. And then the third season was awful. And they had a bunch of propaganda, a bunch of liberal propaganda. They brought in like transgender people and Latinas, and not to say anything bad about Latinas, but Latinas fighting for the wrong purpose. Basically using other Latinos as political pawns, because the chief of staff was Latino, and then there was this Latina girl who was dating him, and the Latino was like trying to get this Latino guy to push a bunch of different policies that she wanted to help her family. And the Latino guy is like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to be in this position and people just to see me as Latino. I want to be seen as a human, not just a title of Latino. So basically the show brought in a bunch of social justice issues like that, and they were pushing their ideologies on the viewer, and they brought in a group of transgender people saying like they were oppressed in America, and Tom Kirkman needs to help them because transgenders don't have their own bathrooms or something like that. And it's like, I understand what they're saying. Like, I understand transgenders should have equal rights. I get that. But just to push that on the viewer, that's what I don't like. Because transgenders do have equal rights. The reason that there isn't a bathroom for transgender people is because you're either a man or a woman. Like, if you want to get surgeries on your private parts, that doesn't turn you into the opposite sex all of a sudden. Or if you're actually a man and you're feeling like a woman one day, you're not transgendered. You're a man. You just think you're a woman for whatever reason. So that's why there aren't going to be bathrooms for transgender people. So basically, they're pushing their ideologies, and that's what I didn't like about the show in season 3. But if you want to watch the show Designated Survivor, season 1 is really good. Season 1 is really good. I like that season a lot. Season 2 got a lot worse, but it was still decent. Season 3, terrible. Just quit right there. So I've been watching that show, and I've also been watching movies. And the book I'm currently reading is called A Random Walk Down Wall Street by Burton McKeel. It's a really good book. It's supposed to be like a basic book for people who aren't too familiar with business, and basically it promotes the efficient market hypothesis, basically saying the stock market the market in general is perfectly efficient. So it it promotes that idea, and I like the book a lot. I felt like I feel like the average person who doesn't know a ton about business, a lot of it would probably go right over their head. But for someone with some background business knowledge, I recommend the book A Random Walk Down Wall Street. It's a good book. I'd say I'm about 3/4 of the way done right now. I'm actually gonna read it later today when I get back home. I recommend the book. It's an interesting book. So that's what I'm currently reading right now. When I'm done with this book, I've had this other book sitting in my possession for over a year now, and I haven't gotten to reading it yet. It's called A People's History of the United States by I can't remember the author. Man, I am not good at remembering names right now. His name is, it's like Zimmer or something. I think it's Zimmer. I can't remember. It might not be. It probably is. I think it has something to do with Zimmer. But basically, it's the next book I'm gonna read. Apparently, it's got a liberal spin on it. Matt Damon, Ben Affleck love it. It was promoted in the movie Good Will Hunting, which is actually my favorite movie. But I don't care. I'll read a book with a liberal spin on it. I'm completely fine with that. It helps build my ideologies and my it helps build my values. So I'm fine with reading it. That's going to be my next book I'm going to read after I finish this current book. Okay, I think that just about wraps it up. A couple of things that I plan to do in the future. Like I said, I plan to get my MBA or start my MBA program next semester, taking online classes and in-person classes if I can at University of Wisconsin, Milwaukee. Plan on starting that this fall semester. Hopefully that works out. And I plan to go to New York this summer. So the past 2 years I've visited my father in New York. Or every 2 years I visit my father in New York. That's kind of the trend. In 2016 I saw him. 2018 I saw him. It's 2020. It's time to go see him again. Go to New York. So that's the plan with that. And so I hope I can get out there, though, because obviously with this pandemic, things are very different. But I do plan on getting out there. So hopefully I'm able to do that this summer. And then I also want a new car. So basically, like I said in my last video, I got a Hyundai Elantra, 2012 Hyundai Elantra. I still have that. It's got a little issues with it. It still has the transmission click. It still has the, it has a suspension problem. One of the pieces of metal actually fell off in one of the spring coils. It's not anything serious, I don't think. I just checked it out today, and it still sounds fine. It has a little bit of a different sound to it, but I placed my weight on the suspension on the coil, and it seems to still be working, even with that little piece of metal that fell out. But I still want a new car. I want not a new car, like an old used car, but new for me. I would really love a Hyundai Genesis Coupe. Probably a 2-liter turbo, because there's a 2-liter turbo version or the 3.8 V6 version, and the 2-liter turbo is a inline 4-cylinder with 275 horsepower. So that's a lot of horsepower, and there's someone over there. Oh, they're doing something with the baseball field. I think they're fertilizing it or something. I don't think it's that noisy though, but you'll see the guy. So that's what I want. Yeah, it's not that loud. I really want that Hyundai Genesis. So there aren't many out there, and I want a manual transmission, so I don't see many out there. But I'm gonna keep checking the website, see if any used Hyundai Genesis pop up. And if there is one that has less than 100,000 miles, good color, looks nice, I'll go check it out, and obviously reasonably priced. I'll check it out and possibly trade this current Hyundai Elantra in for it. But yeah, the Hyundai Genesis Coupe looks so nice. I want it 2013 to 2016 because they're two different sets of generations. There's the first generation called BK1, which is from 2010, which is the initial year for the Genesis Coupe. From 2010 to 2012, that's BK1. And then BK2, so the second generation, is from 2013 to 2016. And then 2016 is the last year they made the car. So they no longer make the car. It's out of condition. The Hyundai Genesis Coupe will never be there again. So I really want one. They look so nice. If you want to Google it, just Google Genesis Coupe. Beautiful looking car. Got a lot of power, rear wheel drive. So it's a beautiful car. I just really want it. I'm going to test drive it first. I've never driven one, so I'll test drive it, see how it is, but I think I'll like it. So that's my plan. When I find one, hopefully this summer, I want to find one and check it out and hopefully get one with reasonable price, reasonable miles, and in good condition, hopefully. Other than that, that's about it. Oh, I've invested. I've started investing. I first got into the stock market in January, unfortunately right before COVID hit, so I put about $800 total into a few different stocks, and then COVID hit. I lost most of that money, but towards the valley of the stock market chart of the S&P 500, I started investing a lot of money in index funds. So currently I have about $3,000 invested into the markets. $800 was invested before COVID, and then the other, I guess, $2,200 was invested at the pretty low valley of the stock market during COVID, and then the market has been climbing back up slowly ever since a couple weeks ago, I'd say, maybe a month ago. So luckily I got $2,200 into the low point in the market, or relatively low point. I'm not sure exactly where. I didn't invest it all at the same time. I invested it every day, like small increments of $100 or $200 every day or two. So I invested most of it at a pretty low point in the market. So I actually profited currently, as at the market right now, I profited about $400 total. So that's pretty nice. From a $3,000 investment, profited $400 over the last 5 months. I'm pretty happy about that. Obviously, the $800 initially, if I didn't invest that, I would have profited a lot more. But I'm still happy with where my investments are, and I just plan on leaving it in the stock market. I'm not taking it out. I'm basically playing around with the stock market just to learn about it. And when I invest my real money, I take it a lot more seriously than when I play like stock market games where it's fake money. So yeah, other than that, I've been investing. I want a new car. COVID is hopefully the lockdown order, stay-at-home order is what they call it, hopefully is gonna end soon, and that's it. That's basically the updates of my life right now. Hopefully I can get to New York this summer, see my dad, visit him, visit up there, visit my grandmother, and I think that's about it. Yeah, so it's been pretty crazy these past couple months. I'm glad I got to make this video and kind of explain what I've been doing and how society's been impacted. A couple economic things, I guess I'll throw in there. I don't know too much about the economic side of things right now, but I know the Federal Reserve's interest rates are incredibly low. Interest rates in general are super low, so buying government debt, like securities, like treasury bonds or whatever, you basically get no return. But it's great to take out loans. So basically, the Federal Reserve is currently buying, what are they doing? They're buying bonds. They're currently buying junk bonds and low-rated bonds of companies. Basically, it's giving them loans. So they buy companies. The Federal Reserve spends unlimited amounts of money to buy bonds of companies who aren't doing well, small businesses, to hopefully prop them up. Because when they buy the bonds from the companies get that money. Since interest rates are so low, the companies basically pay back almost nothing. nothing in interest. They only have to pay back the principal eventually at a whatever time period they decide on. So basically it's giving small businesses loans to hopefully keep their businesses stable through this time period and hopefully prop up the economy temporarily at least. But this can't happen forever because it'll keep inflating the currency. So eventually there'll not be any possibilities of buying back government debt. Basically, this is increasing the national debt by a lot of trillions of dollars, and who knows what's going to happen. Maybe the dollar will become worthless soon because of this. I don't know. But right now the stock market's looking pretty good. Hopefully it stays stable, but I think it'll go back down because of all this quantitative easing. But who knows? That's just my theories. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'm still kind of new in the whole realm of business, still trying to learn a lot about the markets and how they work and how economics works with the Federal Reserve and interest rates and all that. So that's just my take on it. Hopefully things work out, but you know, who knows? Hopefully they don't go to Great Depression levels of, you know, hunger and starvation. But I'm kidding. I don't see it going that bad. But this might be the end. This might be the beginning. This might be the middle. I don't know where we are in May right now, but hopefully it all works out. Anyways, that's all. It's been a while. So I'll show you guys a view. Actually, wow, they're still on that hill. Good for them. I respect it. I'll do a couple moves, I guess. It's windy. I don't know. I can't really do much with this wind right now. And all right, I'll try and do this. I got nothing right now. I got nothing. That's all I got. I'll do one more. There, that's all. I'll give you guys a view and then we'll wrap it. 55 minutes. No, I wanted this one to be shorter, but it's all right. There's the hill. There's my hill. There are people on it. It's a beautiful day. It is beautiful. There's a guy doing that. And there's a baseball diamonds over there. So that's where I film. And here I am in this field. That's where my camera was, and maybe I'll film her again, who knows. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. It's almost been an hour, so I'm out of here, and I'll see you guys in my next video, whenever it'll be. Probably sometime when the weather's colder, maybe sometime in the summer. Depends, maybe if I have a big COVID update or something, I'll post again in the summer. But till next time.